But let me tell you this question. But why would Jamie Lynn edit her caption shortly after to just emojis? It was literally from may the peace of the Lord be with you and with your spirit. And now it's just the peace emoji and the heart emoji.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, it's obvious shade, so.
It's obvious. I'm calling it shade. Hi, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to So What's Trending?
The bi-weekly podcast that brings
the sass, the spicy,
and the serious to lifestyle and entertainment news.
I think that was close.
Again.
We're getting close.
We're getting close. We're almost there. At least I'm clapping this time. But thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope everybody's doing good. And welcome to the third episode of So What's Trending with me, Jeffrey Valdivieso, and of course, the awesome
Anthony Canapi.
Thank you guys. We're excited to be back, and this is an exciting episode. But before we get there, of course, we always like to catch you up on, what's happening or with us and things like that. And how are you doing, Anthony? How you been?
Oh, I've been good, It was definitely a crazy week, to say the least, for individuals and listeners who are listening in LA. We currently had a huge controversy going on with the mask mandate going on. So now basically you have to wear a mask indoors now. And a lot of people like it. A lot of people hate it. So we've been dealing with that. And while that's been going on, me and Jeff went to a food festival. Well, it's called a night market, but I consider it a food festival here in LA. That was very, very fun, even though we went separately, but it was still very fun.
And I love that you go to a food market anyways, because it is our food festival, because it is that lively. I will say that.
Not sponsored, but it's called 626 Night Market. It is in LA, specifically Arcadia at the Santa Anita racetrack. And basically it's just vendors upon vendors of amazing cuisines, amazing pop-up shops with these really amazing foods that I definitely recommend anyone in LA go to if they don't know of the night market. I definitely recommend it. My co-recommends it. It was a lot of fun. I do want to say though, for people who are interested, make sure you bring cash. That was a huge mistake I made, Jeff.
Oh
I did not bring cash. Thank God
we're like spirit animals, because like I had that problem too. I got to the front of the line after waiting a really long time. It's a very
those lines are long.
They're long, and I had to borrow money until I went to the ATM for my friend, because I had money. It was just inside my card, so they were only taking cash, and my friend's like, just take this for now, because what was I gonna do, go get cash and wait again? It was like, no.
So for people who don't know, there are pop-up shops that only accept cash. There are like those few ones that do accept Venmo, but the problem is there are so many people there that due to the amount of people that are there, it's so hard to have the Venmo go through. You have to like stand at the side of the shop so you can just wait for the Venmo process to literally go through. Then you have to show them the Venmo. So that was a huge mistake I made. But I got to eat many delicious food, drink many delicious drinks. There was this one drink, and it's actually at the Santa Anita Mall. Like I was talking with Jeff earlier. It's called Bearology. Oh my God. They're doing this collaboration with Angry Birds. And oh my God, it was probably one of the best drinks I ever had. I don't want to toot my own horn, aka show off. Hi, Bearology, please. I will totally be down to be an influencer. But basically,
it's one of my favorite places, and their service is always great. They're always really friendly, and they're just so yummy and refreshing.
But basically, like what they had at the at the night market were these like really cute, in my opinion, really like big drinks. And they're doing a collaboration with Angry Birds. So there's like a red drink that's like a strawberry cocoa white tea. And then they have the Minion Pig, which is like a kiwi lemonade. And then the one that I got, which is the blues, which is a peach hibiscus tea. It was so good. I kind of wish I bought two because I drank the whole thing at the night market. I wish I just brought one home. I really wish.
Actually, that's the great thing you say that. That's always my recommendation. If you like something, get two, just bring one home because some of that stuff is really that good. But my favorite part is probably like, I love the food, but I really am a shopper, guys. You'll find that out more we do the podcast. And so going to those like art and pop-up shops, and that's the stuff I love, just trying to find things that nobody else has. And you know,
it was so good. And for people who sadly missed this weekend, not to worry, there are going to be more dates that you can go. I think there is going to be one in August, and then there's going to be one in September. So no worries, it's gonna come back.
And if you can't come to the Arcadia locations, I know they still have them in the Orange County locations as well.
Yes, so there is one in the OC, and then for all our NorCal listeners, there's one in the Bay Area.
Whoop. I need to go to that one.
So that being said, I do just wanna remind new listeners, So What's Trending is a bi-weekly podcast that brings the sass, the spicy, and the serious to lifestyle and entertainment news every other Friday. We are so excited to be here and to talk about this episode of So What's Trending, which is all about Britney. I'm so excited to get started with our first segment. So, what's trending? In this segment, we basically talk about what's trending and report back to you with our unpopular opinions. So, you guys, a lot has happened since the last time we talked 2 weeks ago. On our first story we have here, Britney is spotted with an engagement ring. What? Say what? Ooh. So actually, this past Sunday, the 39-year-old singer was pictured with fitness trainer and boyfriend Sam getting coffee from a Starbucks. According to the Daily Mail, it is shown with picture evidence of Britney Spears showing off what appeared to be a ring with a huge diamond on it. Ooh. So that being said, this sighting comes after Britney Spears claimed that her conservatorship meant she was unable to marry her boyfriend, Sam Asghari, or have a baby together. So that being said, Jeff, before I even dive into this question that we have here, do you think this is an engagement ring or do you think this is for clout?
No, I definitely don't think it's a clout. I've been trying to size up this guy for a while now. They even had a special on him, a little one on like the Sunday morning show, or I forgot what it's called. I'm so sorry, NBC or CBS, what channel you're on. And then like 60 Minutes kind of mentioned him. I really do think he's genuine. It doesn't feel he's a person that started his own career from the bottom up. I mean, someone that really was like an immigrant, and so it's a really cool story. But I don't even, honestly, I don't think it's an engagement ring yet. I think maybe it might be a promise ring of some sort, because I think the lawyer, which we will get into, that they have, is probably telling them what's okay and what's not okay so far to do in order to win this case. And I think, and I hope it is a promise ring or engagement ring, whatever it is. I'm just happy for both of them. It's just nice to see that. And that was a pretty nice ring too, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. There are photos, you guys. You can literally look it up on Google. Like she's reaching over for her Starbucks drink. And it's like one of those like rings that you see in movies. Like it's like a huge, like triple digits, like carats. I don't know. But I totally agree with my This is either an engagement ring or it's a promise ring. The reason why I think it could be a promise ring is because, you guys, unfortunately, Britney is still under this conservatorship that we hate. So, you know, if it is an engagement ring, there could be something in the conservatorship that is not going to allow her to actually have an engagement ring, because the conservatorship already doesn't allow her to get married or have any babies. But honestly, I totally think it's an engagement ring or it's a promise ring. Which brings us to our next story. What is it, Jeff? It's actually a big one.
It's actually a very big one. A lot of the outlets, including USA Today, finally broke this story. Her ex husband, let's get that right, guys, Jason Alexander, actually told his story on one of these Britney focused podcasts during an interview. And he actually claims that Britney's team had forced to end their 55-hour marriage. So they've been doing, you know, his point of the whole thing is that they've been doing this to her for a very long time. I mean, he explains in the story everything from him going out to dinner and then never seeing her again, and then them being a phone call away, and after 30 days her phone number being changed by her team so he couldn't contact her again. Even on one part where he has to sign NDA papers where he couldn't speak about this. So that's why he's speaking about it now, years later, because the things about NDAs, if you don't renew them, guys, they lose time, and that means then you can talk about them after the time is up. And so, you know, it's a very sad situation. You know, it sounded like he loved her. The bright side of the story is definitely, though, that he does say he still keeps in touch with her. It's nothing romantic, they're just friends, and that he's actually gone to a lot of rallies with her to do the Free Britney movement. But a lot of people were concerned, you know, why now? Why this? Why talk about such, you know, wild situations and signing the NDAs and being tricked into unmarrying her from their marriage, you know? So, of course, this brings up the question, you know, do you think what he's saying is true? Or is he jealous of Britney's current partner, Jason Asghari?
It's Sam Asghari, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I read Jason Sam Asghari.
No, it's okay. It's okay. As you can tell, you guys, we try to read our notes as like clear as we can, and we still make mistakes, sadly. We're human. It's normal. It's okay. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people expect me to say, oh, this is clearly out of jealousy, or he still clearly has feelings for Britney. I truly believe in professional standpoint, this is sadly an unfortunate case of the story with the sad ending. You know, he was sadly a victim of a relationship that could have gone so much longer than it could have. A lot of people may question, well, Anthony, if this is something in which it was an issue, why couldn't they just say boyfriend and girlfriend? Would that be okay? Well, the thing is also is you need to understand that Britney doesn't have that control. So we don't know how it actually broke down. What we do know from what my said is that everything that happened was because of the people behind the conservatorship. And sadly, the ex was a victim of that. And you know, it is years later. I'm pretty sure he has recovered and he has, in a way, healed himself from that experience because it was a pretty dark time for him. It's just something in which he sadly fell victim to. I love how he still supports her to this day and still keeps in contact with her to this day. I truly believe the reason why he is coming out and he is stating everything in his point of view is because he wants Britney to be happy. I think that's the main thing that people need to realize. Even if you divorce or you break up with an individual who you really truly care about. You don't wish harm on them. If anything, you wish them so much love and so much care for their next adventure they're going to go to. And I'm pretty sure that's what Jason is doing for Britney, you know? Of course, he is very heartbroken, very much so damaged because of this experience he went through. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure he is just doing this to protect Britney. And the best way to protect Britney, if not being with Britney, is to get her out of this conservatorship, which is what a lot of the hashtag Free Britney movement is trying to do. We're trying to stand behind her, and he is just one of the people who are behind her.
Yeah, and you're right about traumatic. I mean, he gets into detail, and it almost sounds like they were being arrested. Her team of like bodyguards, lawyers, the mom, it was just her.
It's strict.
They like separated them and made them sign papers, and I mean it's a big thing. On the paper it specified only 30 days that he could still keep in contact with her after the papers were signed or they were annulled, but yeah, it's just, and so that's why after 30 days, her phone number had changed, but he says, they had changed her phone number. And so this was definitely before the conservatorship now, thinking back, because he really did want to make the point like, hey, they've been controlling her, not just during the conservatorship, but way before that, and that's kind of sad to hear because she was a child star from the Mickey Mouse Club, and she had her first release as a young lady at a very young age, with Hit Me Baby One More Time and You Drive Me Crazy. So you're right, it's very disheartening to see, but I am glad he's supporting her, that they're still friends.
Like I said before, he is just one of the many supporters of the hashtag Free Britney movement. And all that he wants is for Britney to be happy. And the first step of that is to getting her out of this conservatorship and to actually get out of her father's hands. No tea, no shade, but a lot of this does revolve back to her father. But let's also make another note, you guys. The father is not the only one to blame, which brings us to our next story, which is Britney posting on Instagram shading her sister, Jamie Lynn Spears. According to Glamour, Britney has taken to Instagram to air her grievances about the people involved in her conservatorship situation. First, she was vague, writing on July 16th in a post, quote, "There's nothing worse than when the people closest to you who never showed up for you post things in regard to your situation, whatever it may be, and speak righteously for support." She then got more specific, calling her father, Jamie, and her sister, Jamie Lynn, in a separate post. "I don't like that my sister showed up at an awards show and performed my songs to remixes." Britney wrote, presumably referring to Jamie Lynn's tribute performance at the 2017 Radio Disney Music Awards, "My so-called support system hurt me deeply." And now fans think Britney has shaded Jamie Lynn once again on July 18th when Jamie Lynn posted a series of photos of herself in a red outfit captioned, "May the peace of the Lord be with you and with your spirit." Later that day, Britney posted one of her iconic dance videos wearing a red top alongside the caption, "May the Lord wrap your mean ass up in joy today. P.S. Red rose emoji, rose emoji, rose emoji." So, that being said, we also can't forget on July 18th that Britney Spears also posted red rose, red rose, red rose emoji. P.S. This is Bad Guy Part 2. Same song, new dance. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Cherry emoji, cherry emoji, cherry emoji. Jeffrey, is this shade or no shade?
Definitely shade. I don't even think, I don't know if I want to call it shade. I think she's just being straight up like, yo, you know who you are. I don't like you. Stay away from me. You're pretending you're liars. I'm gonna call you out. She's getting hood on it. She's getting street. She's getting reels. And I love that because usually she's like, guys, I'm here to kind of like, but that last post was definitely like, I I didn't even know that her sister performed her song either. It was, all these posts were like so intense. It was pretty much like she got this new lawyer and she was like, I'm not going to be locked down anymore. I have people protecting me. I have people watching me. I can speak up now, you know. Good for her. I mean, if it was another basis, I probably would have been like, she needs to be more classy, she needs to be whatever. But in this situation, for a person that does not have a voice, a person that needs to speak out, and a person that needs to be free, right? I think this is maybe the right direction. Hopefully she's doing it enough in the guidelines where it doesn't affect her courtship or things that have to do in court. But other than that, I applaud her for being honest and and being loud like that.
Here's my thing. People are saying that this could be some coincidence, but let me tell you this question. But why would Jamie Lynn edit her caption shortly after to just emojis? It was literally from "May the peace of the Lord be with you and with your spirit," and now it's just the peace emoji and the heart emoji.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, it's obvious shade, so
It's obvious. I'm calling it shade because my thing is that when it comes to a shade,
yeah,
of course, I would love to see a clap back, but I don't think I'm
well,
prepared for that mentally. But also, you need to realize, why would she change the caption?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely, Jamie's is a shade, Britney's is definitely an honest, shout out. But Jamie, yeah, I mean, because even those words, she was like, "May peace be," it wasn't said in a peaceful tone. It was like, "Well, may peace be with you," like, you know, whatever. Jamie.
It is truly a messy, messy situation. And you guys, it doesn't end there. We have another story. Jeff, take it away. You thought it was over? No, we have more, honey.
Wait more. Oh, not that way more, but more enough to say something. But it's yeah, I mean, it's a brand new day, as you've been hearing me and my talk about her brand new lawyer. It's attorney Matthew Rosengart, who is one very powerful man, even has connections to the judge who's on the stands for this case as well, who's Brenda Penny, who has granted Spears a request to hire Rosengart, which is such a big deal. And then Rosengart does the awesome thing by then making a speech, not only thanking her fans, but thanking the lawyer. And let's quote this right: moving aggressively and expeditiously to really take care of, Jamie Spears, take her father out as a co-conservator. So, I mean, he made it loud and clear, like, I'm here to get you. We're filing this petition. Please listen to us. And then he thanked a bunch of people. This guy seems like the best thing that has happened in Britney within the last couple of months before she was denied other things. But to hear this and to hear someone just really take care of this case has been a really interesting, you know what I mean? He's calling out the dad to remove from conservatorship. So my question for you guys, especially to my so what do you think about Britney's lawyer?
Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. We're on the same page. First of all, thank the Lord that the judge has granted Britney Spears to request to hire her own lawyer. And a lawyer who is a former federal prosecutor turned skilled litigator, you know, he said to the press that he is going to make it his goal to remove Jamie as the co-conservator of this conservatorship and end the conservatorship, which you guys has been going on for 13 years. This has been 13 years of Britney Spears having little control over her finances and over life decisions. And if you guys haven't listened in to Britney Spears when she gave her talk in the courthouse, she's not allowed to do a lot of things. But the main thing is she can't get married and she can't have children. I totally am for Rosengart. I am totally behind him to remove Jamie Spears as the co-conservator. And I also just want to say it's one thing for him to have a main initiative. It's another thing for him to express gratitude to the singer for her courage and for her strength. And, you know, he even like told like fans, like, I just want to thank the fans and supporters, the outreach and the support from my firm. Like, this is something in which he is going to fight for hashtag free Britney, and he's going to get Britney out of there, knocking on wood, because I want Britney out of there and I don't want to jinx it.
Yes. No, we want her out of there and free.
Like, literally, you guys, like, this is absolutely insane. According to USA Today, representatives for Britney Spears, Jamie Spears, and Jamie Lynn Spears, even though they did not respond to USA Today's request for comment, I'm going to be honest, I truly believe that if there's no comment from anyone going on, because usually from celebrities there would usually be some form of a comment saying like, oh, like this conservatorship is this, or oh, I did not like allegedly say this. The fact that none of them are saying anything, this shows you guys that this is much more than press. This is a serious case that is going to go on for our hot girl summer. And this is something in which I support Britney. I am praying that she gets out of this conservatorship. And I just hope that when she gets out of this conservatorship, or at the very least have Jamie Spears removed as the co-conservator, I want her to live her best life. She hasn't lived her best life in 13 freaking years. 13 years. Can you believe that, Jeffrey? 13 years.
And Jason hinted that even before that, she was still being controlled. I don't know how you do it, Britney. You have all our respect. I would go crazy. I can't even tell me. So I'm an Aquarius. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody. It doesn't even mean anything to me. But what they say is that we don't like people telling us what's. So I can't even let someone tell me how eggs are scrambled. So like, for her to have that amount of control of people possessing her ideals, her body, her voice is just insane. But what I do want to say is that another reason she's chosen the great lawyer is because he's represented some of the biggest names in Hollywood: Ben Affleck, Jimmy Butler, Steven Spielberg, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, just to list a few. And this is page 6 that was listing that list. So he's an important person. And even when he made that speech outside the courtroom, I wanted to give him a standing O. The way he talked, he was basically saying, I know this lawyer knows me, we get along, you better watch your back. And it was a very nice, the classiest way I saw someone give shade. It was super powerful.
It was super powerful, yes. As you know, you guys, we have been on this Britney story since episode 1, even though we're only on episode 3. As y'all know, we are going to keep y'all posted when it comes to this story because we want to know the verdict. And I'm telling you, whichever way the verdict is going to be, we are going to be here to report it back to you with our unpopular opinions. So let's kind of shift gears really quick, as we literally just talked about Britney for literally like the first half. And let's go on to our next segment, Spilling the Reality. tea. As reality TV show aficionados, Mike Coe and I love talking about tea that's not our own. In this segment, we recap the latest reality and spill it back to you. Jeffrey, take it away.
Thank you. So, in this week's Spilling the Reality, has us wondering if women often do have to humor or please men, and if mansplaining is still a thing. Plus, taking Spencer Pratt's low blow comment and examining if people's view on how much words can really hurt in the age of the cancel culture. So, first, on a recent episode of The Hills Beginnings, we see that the ex friends escalate situations to hurtful words as the notoriously villainous couple Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag leave early during a playful murder mystery dinner. Things spice up when their now ex-friends married couple Jason Waller and Ashley Waller try to confront them privately to the side. But things get heated when the couple does not want to go with them and other people get involved. The fight ends with one phrase said by Spencer Pratt to recovering gambling and alcohol addict Jason Waller that has us still all gasping. Spencer yells, "Yo, bro, I hope you don't relapse." Now, these words have us asking questions like, is this too far for a reality television show? And if words are making people be canceled, should Spencer be and Heidi be canceled? What do you think, Co?
Oh my God, where do we begin? Where to begin? This was too far. It was too far. There's a line that you just never cross. And here's the thing, you guys. A lot of people don't know when it comes to reality TV, a lot of it is scripted. Me and my co-understand that. There is situations that the producers or the people who are behind the scripting of reality TV shows, we understand that they follow a certain script or they follow a certain storyline. However, there should never be a time where you need to cross a line, especially when it comes to the topic of relapse. Never. Why? It's a dark subject. It's a very traumatizing subject. It's a topic in which it's very sensitive. And it's something in which only the people who are close to you and who love you have the right to talk about with that said individual. So the fact that Spencer said the comment that he said, you crossed the line. Why? Don't have, can you think, what did I just say? Oh my God. Hello? Ever heard of a trigger? Ever heard of someone who's gonna hit a trigger and they might it's just a lot. There's just something that you don't mess with. You don't script relapsing, period.
Yeah, no, it's a very sad moment. I remember, well, also being surprised that a lot of outlets are not talking about this. I think this is a big deal. Well, I guess for me, because it's close to my heart. I've had a lot of friends deal with it, a lot of family, and I who have an addictive personality. I'm not addict in any sort of way, but I understand, my ADD mind understands a lot of, what it is to deal with habits or things that are addicting, especially eating disorders, things like that, which we'll get onto other shows. But I did not like it. I was rooting for Spencer.
It definitely crossed the line. It crossed the line.
So much. The last season, they were so cool. I was like, wow, I don't know why people paint them as villains. And this season, I mean, it's just been comment after another. And like you said, if people don't know about triggers, please go look out for them, because it's important to know how to help people out. And that's the first thing, is knowing, how other people are affected. And what they don't know is he almost committed suicide twice. And he had gone, there's other stuff that had happened, but these are stuff they're very open about on the show. He's barely has about a year sober, what they share on the show. And yeah, I was shocked. I remember just having to rewind it and being like, this can't be it. Like, I don't think this is correct. I know reality TV shows, like you said, should be scripted and should be shock value, but sometimes it's a little too far. And this, like you said, definitely has crossed the line. I didn't like it. It wasn't nice. It was uncomfortable. And I really hope Jason, from what I see, I congratulate them on their new baby, Jason and his wife Ashley. And I hope, I don't know, because I hate cancel culture too, if Spencer should be canceled, but I definitely don't know if I want to support anything that he has out there, including he has a lot of like fashion lines, things like that. I just don't know if I can be okay with anybody who thinks or thinks that's okay to give low blows like that.
This is a subject in which it's not just a relapse. This is substance abuse. This is mental health talk. This is something in which it's very sensitive, something that at which it's a very vulnerable subject. Overall, it's a very traumatizing subject. And for people who don't know, unfortunately, believe it or not, many people fail to remain sober after they get treatment. According to ashleytreatment.org, 85% of individuals relapse within a year of treatment, according to the National Institute on Drug Abuse. So that's triggering. Not only is it triggering, it's hurtful, it's damaging, and it's something in which you're not only attacking him, you're attacking people who are trying to remain sober, who are struggling with substance abuse, overall struggling with mental health.
Yes. Thank you for that. My questions to you, I know we're kind of iffy about cancel culture, but do you think this is a moment where someone should be considered at least? I mean, I don't know if I believe in that, but I don't know. I don't want to even say.
I'm not really a big person on cancel culture, only because cancel culture is something in which, yeah, the person did something wrong. I understand that. But people need to understand at the end of the day, we're all human.
Exactly.
And we're all more alike than we are different. So it's more important for us as individuals to learn, to educate ourselves, and to really unite with one another and to really move on. My hope is I hope Spencer really takes what he says. I hope he goes on social media and displays a public apology. And I just hope that he learns from this. And, unfortunately, a lot of people have told me, Anthony, you have a heart of gold, but sometimes the world is something in which it's very, very harsh and very, very not as peaches and strawberries that you think. But it's people like Michael and myself who try to make the world as best as we can. So I hope if he even listens to this, I hope that you took in what you have said in that episode seriously. I hope you do regret it. And I really hope that you will educate yourself on substance abuse and mental health. Speaking of which, I do just want to shout out the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. Substance abuse and mental health is something in which everyday people struggle with every day. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration National Helpline is a free, confidential, 24/7, 365-day-a-year treatment referral and information service for individuals and families facing mental and or substance use disorders. You can call them at 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-4357.
Thank you. That's amazing. And guys, we always love it when you comment and stuff. So please go. This is an important issue. Go, and also please get help. You have that number now. But we are going to move on to our next topic on Spilling the Reality. On a more interesting note as well, the new season of Big Brother has started and has us all wondering many things. But one situation has the public still talking even after a week it has aired. When Big Brother player Brandon French, also known as Frenchie, tries to get close to a group of women and make an all-girl alliance. You heard right. An all-girls alliance with one male, which is him. The humorous part of this supposed alliance is that during the confessional videos, majority of the women know not to trust him and also know they must humor him. You know, one player even admits that suggesting that an all-girls alliance led by a male is preposterous. You know, it's preposterous. And this definitely makes us ask the question, how many times do women really have to humor men? And is mansplaining still a thing? Co, what do you think? What's your take?
So, for people who don't know, mansplaining is basically a man to comment on or explain something to a woman in a condescending, overconfident, and often inaccurate or oversimplified manner. So, when it comes to this whole ideal of Frenchie creating this alliance, it's much to its members' dismay, in my opinion. I think this alliance, which consists for people who are watching Big Brother and don't want any spoilers, please, you can skip and you can just like go towards the end of this podcast episode. But this alliance consists of Frenchie. I may be saying names wrong, so I do apologize. Aza,
Yeah,
Aza,
Azar.
Aza, Claire, Tiffany, and Hannah. And it even has a name, you guys. I think it was pretty ridiculous.
The French kisses.
The French kisses. and
First to
and
be
it's so
called
ridiculous because there was even like discussion about like, should we add Sarah Beth or should we potentially add Britney as well? And Frenchie thinks he's like, oh, like I'm so smart making this all girls alliance, like it's something in which like I thought it through, it's gonna get me through, I'm literally just going to be someone that these people have to watch out for. No. I'm going to be honest with you. This is just something in which he's just trying to protect himself. And once he's out of power, these women are going to turn on him.
By the episode, we'll find out if because he's been nominated this week.
We will see. But I honestly, in my opinion, I just think it's stupid.
Well, I mean, my situation about that was more of like, how much do women really do have to humor men constantly or stroke their egos? I really was thinking about that. I think that's such a big thing of how many times, because men really don't often do it to women. Many have said, oh yeah, I say things to make you feel better, but there's not many men that actually do that, in my opinion, right? We're going for opinions, right? This is a podcast. And so yeah, and then my mansplaining question too is, it's like, I thought we were in a brand new age where it was slowly progressing, and we were changing. We found this word, we were evolving, and I was hoping that there wasn't a lot of that, but I guess there's still a lot of that.
Sadly, there is a lot of mansplaining that does happen in the world. And for all the lady listeners out there, the recommendations that I personally would recommend is the main one. Ignore the mansplainer. Just ignore them. Like stand your ground, like ask them questions about their expertise and what they hope to accomplish, because I'm going to be honest, if Hannah was to ask Frenchie, like, okay, like, what do you hope to accomplish by this? I'm pretty sure he's going to come up with some stupid excuse in which I'm not trying to jinx it. And if I do, I'm sorry, y'all. If he does get out this week, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not surprised. But when it comes to the idea and the topic of mansplaining, I think it's so important to explain mansplaining to the mansplainers and use other women as allies to stand with you. I think it's very misogynistic for men to try to explain something to women not only overconfidently, but when they start to become condescending, then you're really just being rude and you're just being, sorry for my French, everyone, you're just being a bitch.
Yeah. That's my favorite word.
I'm sorry, but literally, we're in 2021, and literally, I just
For
hate,
males and females.
like, I hate when just men talks condescending to women about something that he has zero to little knowledge of, with the assumption that he knows more about it than he actually does. We hate mansplainers. I hate a mansplainer, and I'm a man.
Yeah, no, it's the truth. I always tell that to guys too. I was raised by three women, and I've heard their stories, and I've seen a lot of men do it. Actually, to me too. It's especially the older generation of men
You
who
didn't
still
hear it from us.
the machismo stuff. But I always tell people this. It's simply this. If someone doesn't know something, they'll ask. And if they're not asking, maybe ask instead of explain. Hey, did I make sense? Did I do that? Because I can be a confusing guy once I get into my emotions. So my favorite question is always like, did that make sense? And so it's not that hard. They'll be like, yeah, you move on. If no, you try to explain the best way possible.
So women, especially the women in
French kisses.
especially the women in the French kisses, listen here and listen well. If a man is trying to any way explain something or comment on something that's condescending, overconfident, inaccurate, etc., stand your ground, explain the mansplaining to the mansplainers, deflect the questions with what they hope to accomplish it with, and use the other women as a way to like stand up for one another. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm not gonna be surprised if Frenchie gets kicked out.
Just
I'm not gonna be surprised. Like and it's so cliche. French kisses. Ooh, the French kisses.
Well, he wanted the French angels, and the other girl was like, "Nah."
Ew. She's like, ew.
Yeah.
What?
Well, Hannah, she's the most hilarious to me. On her confessional, she's like, "Wait, all females alliance started by a man, ran by a man, and being told by a man what to do." She goes, "Yeah, no thanks." But all of them have to humor him because you can't really. Your goal is to, stay low, right? Not cause too much friction. So they're all like, "Yeah, whatever," and all of them are. The egging on is so funny, but I've seen a lot of women do that to men, and we want to thank all the females out there. Thank you for that. They don't need that, but you know.
Absolutely. And for people who are interested in watching Big Brother, you can watch Big Brother on CBS Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah. Also Thursdays at 9 and Sundays at 8.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's just so many I love we're gonna talk off topic now, but I just like shows where they're just like consistent. Just be like every Fridays at 7 or something.
No, but I get you.
Just do Fridays at 7 or something.
I've been a Big Brother fan since season 1.
I know, but I'm just all like, I like the suspense. Let's wait the week.
Sooner or later, I am going to start watching more stuff for you guys. And I'm happy these two topics weren't really talked about. And those are things I noticed while watching the show. So if you guys see anything like that, again, let us know. We want to talk, be fun and creative and all that stuff. I am going to probably try to catch up with Love Island and see what that's about more.
Don't even get me started on those type of TV shows. Oh my god. If you get me started on Love Island or Temptation Island or The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, we could be talking for a straight 45 minutes. Yeah. Like I'm telling you right now, like as a professional matchmaker, I have something to say.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do something.
Maybe in the future, you guys, if you are interested, let us know.
We'll look at something. We'll discuss it, and we'll definitely keep you guys updated.
But don't even talk to me about Temptation Island. I hate that freaking TV show.
I don't watch that show at all.
Okay, good that you don't watch it. I watch clips and I'm literally yelling at the TV screen and I'm just like, why can't you guys just talk about this before you get on the TV show? And why do you cheat on national television?
Well, that's the thing. I don't like infidelity. I think it's a lot more serious. Guys, I do like trashy TV. I'm honest about that. But that's kind of another level for me. But, much respect to the people making money, the people that want to do all that, good for them. But, things like Too Hot to Handle, which I love, and You're the One or whatever it's called from MTV. And, they're all, oh yeah. And shows like that are definitely like things where we can definitely, we're honored to have Anthony here.
Would you guys be interested in RuPaul's Drag Race? I could talk about RuPaul's Drag Race all day, you guys. We need to talk about that. Especially All-Star 6. Whoever's watching, let me know. I'll be more than happy to talk about what's going on.
But that brings us up to a wrap, right? Sadly, bravely, awesomely, and excitingly, Merry Poppins. Yes, but we're happy you guys joined us for this week, and it was a pleasure to have you guys and discuss not only this but a lot of other things. We're here for the free Britney, as you heard, and we'll keep you definitely updated on that, and we'll bring you more with the reality and maybe even some love stuff we don't know yet that's might come in the future. All of that, please check us out on all our web handles and now even on YouTube.
So for people who haven't looked at our social media story, which we definitely recommend you guys doing, because sometimes we post like little Q&As that we would love to answer for you guys. But it has come to our attention that some of our listeners are unable to listen to us because sadly they didn't have an Apple device to listen to us on, and we're on Apple Podcasts. So that being said, me and my co have decided to branch out to YouTube. You can now listen to us on Apple Podcasts and on YouTube. Remember to follow us on our social medias, by the way, which is at Matchmaker Anthony and
Jeff A. Valdivieso, which is also on the So What's Trending Instagram. So you can start there and navigate throughout.
And don't be afraid. And please give us a follow on our social media platforms at So What's Trending Podcast. And please make sure to look out in the next 2 weeks for a new episode of So What's Trending.
Woohoo!
Woo!
I'm excited for all of these, and I really do hope you guys give us a chance. And if you're listening, thank you for giving us that chance. We're here. We want to do more stuff. Maybe even if you guys want to do an Emmy, will they, should they, whatever, win or whatever, have a discussion on love, because Mr. Anthony is here. Message us, let us know, and out.
You're so sweet.
Thank you guys. Have a whatever day or night whenever you're listening to this, and keep it awesome, people. And have a great night.